Or was that potentially... See, I guess if Dustin had said 1 land, 2 dorks, I feel like that's all good in Bogles, right?
Yeah, I'd keep 1 land, 2 dork
So
hand.
maybe it was Scott who said that, and he was referring to...
1 land, 2 hierarchs probably. Which
Oh,
I
sure.
might be tempted. I don't know.
I would keep that, so...
Just because your opponent's not playing removal.
Maybe he meant Ice Fang or something like that. Looking at him shuffling, just taking a quick peek. He's still got Path in the deck, so I guess that's for Spirit Dancer or Dryad Arbor. So this one is a no land hand. 1 land, and that was straight gas, like all no landers. So full of spells, so full
Oh,
of business. So Scott gonna go to 5 here. Pretty unfortunate. Not a good start. Dustin's gonna keep 6. I see at least 2 land. I think a Glade Cover Scout, some pants.
I think it's interesting, being our resident Boggles expert in the booth because of my vast experience playing
Favorite enemy,
with
Slippery
the deck.
Boggle.
Interesting keeps are when you're on like 6 and you have a lot of the really good pants and fetch land. Um, so like, do you, knowing that it's game 2 or 3, your opponent's probably sided out a lot of removal. They might have board wipes, which are the same if it's a boggle or not. Do you keep the fetch Dryad Arbor hand?
Just bank on drawing the land so you can
Suit 'em up?
starting getting dressed up. Dustin here, I believe already has the threat. So he's just going to go ahead and grab a Temple Garden Shock to 17.
Got an elf or an avocado? What's coming up?
It's a new band name. The Elf or the Avocado?
No.
It's a little too long for a band name.
I feel like it's an
Glade
album title, maybe.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's an album title. The Elf or the Avocado? It's the Elf.
That's track 1.
We are also going to see a fetch, this time for a basic Noble Hierarch for Scott. Dustin.
Feels pretty good if you're Scott, seeing a tap land.
Yeah, no, we're not going to see either 2 1-mana auras, nor are we going to see 1 2-mana aura. You got that out?
No
Straight.
knowns, no unknowns.
What you said. Scott's going to get in there, pop Dustin for a quick 2 damage. The other way around. Strike that, reverse
Prismatic
it.
Vista.
Gonna go take a peek at this Vista.
Been loving that card in Legacy. Haven't played it a lot in Modern, but I'm not playing snow decks, so.
I was gonna say, are you playing Astrolabe?
Nope. Nope.
You haven't fallen that far. I actually keep finding myself in situations in Modern where I'm running 3 colors. Oh god, here he is. Thief of Crowns, turn 2.
Num 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 num.
Snack time. I keep finding myself in situations in Modern where I'm building 3-color mana bases. I could have the basics, but I end up wanting other fetch lands anyway because I'm either trying to get sanctuaries or I'm trying to balance some shock lands and just end up not wanting it. So it's an interesting card to build with.
Yeah, I'm on Sanctuaries right now, and I feel like that's, yeah. Gotta play a lot of islands.
A lot of islands. Daybreak, Coronet.
Ooh.
Force Pitch Spell Queller. I would too. The miserable uphill battle. 2 to Oko.
So Oko has now gained 2 life.
Gain 2 life plus a pizza. Make a 3/3. The slow, interminable march of the Elks.
Do you attack Oko if you're Boggles?
I think it depends on the texture of your hand. I think Oko in any matchup, though it is a more relevant decision in some more than others. If you can't see a pretty quick way to kill your opponent, you have to take down the Oko. If you're not sitting there going, okay, I win in a turn, or I win in 2 turns, even with the Oko on board, you have to kill the Oko. And it's just miserable, because it just wastes so much of your resources, so much of your time. Dustin, getting in at Oko for 3. Aha! We're gaining on him.
Okay, Oko's gained
5
life.
life. But we are now at least doing more damage per turn to Oko than he is upping his loyalty by making snacks.
I think Dustin had another Coronet in hand and then didn't play into a counter spell or a spell queller, which I think Scott is sitting on a spell queller.
Yeah, you'd think if he pitched the other one, then what is he sitting on that isn't blue? Probably nothing. It's hard to imagine anything else he would hold, like a Stoneforge Mystic or another Noble Hierarch might just hit the table. So at that point, Spell Queller is a pretty good read. So we are going to play Canopy, crack Canopy. World's fanciest cycling land. We're going to
Props on
pick
the OG art there of that canopy. I love those like weird borders.
Yeah, I love the future sight borders, especially on lands, because the worst part about them is that the casting cost is on the wrong side. But lands don't have casting costs. So here's a Path to Exile on that elk. Gonna get quelled. That spell is exiled. The elk is not.
Maybe I thought that Path to Exile was a Daybreak Coronet. I still think there's. I'll have to check out Dustin's hand, but if it's another Daybreak Coronet, that's pretty awkward.
Elk the Spell Queller. Path is forever exiled. That is how that works, indeed. Pass back to Dustin.
Cool.
Oko now has defense. Yay! Are we having fun yet, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh.
Ooh! On Thin Ice. Nice foil one. So this is a card that I think on first glance looks more playable than it actually is, but here it does just fine. Kill Oko. You love saying it. You just attack. You're like, kill Oko.
Yeah, that's 8 points of damage. Oko soaked up.
Shh. Don't think about that. Just think about the fact that he's off the battlefield. Punch straight in those abs. Oh, path your elk. Get out of here. He's got another path in hand, but that's it. It's not going to kill a Glade Cover Scout.
Do you have a Stoneforge in Scott's hand? I feel like...
No, it's got another path. Man, you cannot recognize Path to Exile. Path to Exile is not Daybreak Coronet, and it's not Stoneforge Mystic.
And there's all these weird new Path to Exile arts.
There's another one coming. It's really gorgeous, by the way.
There's so many Path to Exile arts. That might be the card that has the most amount of alt arts.
Chat. Help us out. What Magic card has the most different printings?
I already lost.
That is not a basic land. That is not a basic land.
Correct. I already lost $20, so I don't want to make a bet again. But I think Path to Exile would win that bet.
I'd bet 20 again, but I'm keeping this specific 20 because it's special now. So Scott plays out a Field of Ruin, which is exactly the reason. Well, not Field of Ruin specifically, but Field of Ruin and Ghost Quarter, depending on where you're putting your... Yeah, see, Scott wants it to be a Ghost Quarter because Ghost Quarter makes On Thin Ice pretty embarrassing. Cryptic Command also makes On Thin Ice pretty embarrassing. Counterspell. I think there's only like 4 or 5 different counterspells. I guess if you count like the Jace fancy books.
There's the OG one, like ABUR.
Mm-hmm.
There
Ice
is
Age.
Ice Age. There is
Mirage.
Mirage or Mask.
Mask.
Yeah. There's the weird Jace one, and I feel like
7th edition.
Yeah, that's 5. And was it in a Commander product too? And if so, did it have new art?
That question I don't know. Lenorelves only has 3 or 4, I think. So Scott's at 9 from these Boggle attacks. He's going to main phase an Ice Fang Quaddle, try to find some business on his own turn. Ice Fang is good. Not going to go with the surprise attack, just looking for more to do, because right now the only other thing in his hand is that path, which can hit the Spirit Dancer, but is otherwise not useful. Not going to field. I think you probably want to path that Spirit Dancer in Dustin's upkeep or on your turn.
Draw phase.
Because that draw...
Because then he could draw the only basic left.
You're right. But
Yeah.
Bana,
I would have passed
bana.
that thing a while ago.
Yeah. Probably, you're right. Path that draw step, so the land comes into play tapped. You have the better chance of running him out of basics, and he can't possibly get the cast trigger on that Spirit Boggle. Yes. Figured it out. Go get a land.
Well,
Stone
I
Rain.
feel like if you realize you should have done it earlier, you want to do it while the trigger's on the stack, because if you pass when the trigger's on the stack, you don't have priority if Dustin casts another spell.
Correct.
So it didn't quite get punished as hard as it could have been punished.
On the other hand, if you're splitting hairs,
Okay.
if you let Dustin draw the card, he has another chance to run out of base.
It's true, but I
But
would say
I think yours is better because he's more likely to draw an aura than he is like his last basic, if he even has only one left. So here, Dustin swinging for, I believe, 5 with a Glade Cover Scout. First, strike and trample. Uh-oh, Death Touch. Can't touch this. I held back. I didn't follow it.
Yeah, I was I was waiting. I was just giving you some space there.
I had self-control. Goose jumps in front of Glade Cover Scout.
11
Scott
Stone
takes 3.
Rains. That's a lot of Stone Rain arts. Also, Giant Spider has been, I think, in Standard forever.
We had Mammoth Spider for a little while. I think instead of Giant Spider. It's another Path to Exile in Scott's hand. Clock you for 2 with the Sneck.
Okay, I'm looking up Giant Spider.
Giant Growth. It's a good one. Disenchant. It's a lot of good answers. It's a shame I didn't press Travis to bet with me. Draw. What are you pathing? Field of Ruin. Okay. Temple. Garden. It's Giant Growth. Have we...
16 different arts for Giant Spider.
How many for Giant Growth?
I don't know.
Chat says that's the answer.
Yeah, 16's a lot.
Dustin goes back, grabs a forest off this draw step, Field of Ruin.
Oh, we're talking about unique art, not necessarily individual printings. So, but the Giant Growth could still win that one.
Dustin plays land, flooding out but very ahead on board. He's got a Collector Roof. Wonder what he's thinking about with that. Here comes Glade Cover Scout.
Maybe Engineered Explosives?
Reasonable. Very good card against Bogles. Not sure Bant Stoneblade runs it. Path to Oofy. He is gone.
I was a Bogles deck and I'm playing against anything that's 3 colors. I might assume that they're like low cost for putting in EE when you're playing 3 colors.
EE is a great Magic card. It was weird with Emery around. A lot of people started saying, "Yeah, but is it good without Emery?" It's like, yeah, it's good. It's a good Magic
the card
card.
is really good.
You used to play it in Dredge, and half the time you just milled it. Kasali Pride Mage. Try to strip you down.
Well, still gonna have first strike, so it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4 first striker.
All right, Sneck gets in for 3.
Gosh.
Dustin falls to 2. We're getting there, little by little.
We're gonna flip the top card. Come on.
That is 2 Exalted triggers.
Flip it. Flip it.
Flip it.
Flip it.
Flip the pants. Oh no, we didn't slam it. Is Dustin the kind of guy to slam a card that he drew, or to slow roll it?
I 100% flip in that situation. Just saying.
5, Dustin says. Would you like to take 5? Peek into that card.
Now you block with Noble Hierarch and then sack full Pride Mage? No, because then you don't have... oh, this is actually interesting choices.
Blocking before damage. It's got trample. I don't think you want to do that. Blow up the trample aura? Okay, we have a... Not gonna do it. Dustin's got... Scott's got it. Dustin picks it up.
Oh, so if Dustin put the Rancor on... Oh no, he got it from the graveyard. There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened?
Rancor always comes back. So, that is the end of round 3 here at Guardian Games. Dustin, Bogles,
Yeah,
3-0. We may see him again next round. So as
Wait, no, Bogles lost that one, right?
oh, sorry, my mistake.
That's okay.
It was so close. I was just excited to torment you more.
Yeah.
So Scott takes it with Bant Stoneblade. We may
Great.
see him again next round. As always, we bring you the top table that does not draw because we like to have some stakes going here on Monday nights here at Guardian Games. And we will be right back in a bit with
I'm
the final
a little
round.
hungry. Steak. I haven't had a steak in a while.
Steak.